For many seniors, staying in their own home allows them to maintain their identity. But as daily tasks become more difficult, families often struggle with the difficult question: how do we ensure their safety without taking away their independence? You see, that was the case for Michael, a corporate attorney balancing a demanding career while caring for his father, James. After a fall left James with limited mobility, the family faced a tough decision. James had built his home with his own hands. He raised his family there, celebrated birthdays, spent quiet mornings drinking coffee on the porch he built. The thought of leaving it behind was just unbearable. But after his fall, simple tasks like cooking and getting in and out of bed became risky. Michael worried about what would happen when he wasn't there. And so, rather than uproot his father's life, Michael arranged for a caregiver to come in for a few hours a day, and with the extra help, James was able to continue living in his home just as he wanted. He kept his routines, staying in familiar surroundings, and most importantly, remained independent. You see, needing help doesn't mean losing control. Home care provides just the right amount of support to bridge the gap between assistance and autonomy, allowing seniors like James to remain in the place they love the most while staying safe. So, one thing to know about aging in place comfortably is that 87% of seniors actually want to age in their own home rather than move to a facility. And that's exactly what happened for Linda, an 82-year-old retired school teacher. You see, after losing her husband, Linda's children assumed she would transition into assisted living. But Linda was adamant about staying home. She had spent decades making memories in that house, and she wasn't ready to leave. Her children hesitated at first, wondering if home care would be enough to keep her safe. But with a caregiver helping with meal prep, medication reminders, and light housekeeping, Linda not only remained at home, she thrived. She kept up her garden, she stayed engaged with friends, and enjoyed the comfort of the lifestyle she had built. Familiar routines create a sense of stability for many seniors. They're deeply ingrained in their identity. George, a former engineer, prided himself on his morning routine, making coffee, reading the paper, and watering his plants. After developing arthritis, those simple tasks became quite painful. At first, George resisted the idea of home care. He didn't want someone interfering with his daily life, and he certainly didn't want to feel like he was losing control. His daughter understood his concerns, but knew he needed help. The caregiver that was brought in didn't take over. She just simply assisted when she was needed. She carried the coffee pot when it was too heavy. She steadied his arm when his hand shook and left him to his own devices when he wanted space. So over time, George realized that he wasn't losing his independence. He was actually gaining the ability to continue doing what he loved, just with a little help. Every senior has unique needs, and home care adapts to those needs rather than enforcing a one-size-fits-all approach. For Harold, an 88-year-old World War II veteran, home care meant keeping his dignity. His health had declined over the years to the point where he needed help with dressing and hygiene, but he didn't want family members assisting him. The thought of relying on his children for personal care was just really uncomfortable for him. So with the professional caregiver, Harold could receive the help he needed while maintaining his sense of pride. His caregiver assisted him discreetly, preserving his dignity and allowing him to feel himself again. The shift was subtle, but it made all the difference. As we've said in other videos, falls are the number one cause of injuries in seniors. So for many families, one fall is the wake-up call they never expected. That was the case for Mary Ann, a 76-year-old widow who tried walking through a room but tripped on a loose rug and broke her hip. Her daughter Lisa immediately realized that they had been avoiding an important conversation. See, Mary Ann had always been fiercely independent. She insisted she was living alone for the rest of her life, but her fall changed everything. And the hospital stay was long and the recovery was difficult. And Lisa knew they couldn't take the same risks again. So after exploring options, they decided on home care. Marianne was able to return home with the confidence that she was safe. Her caregiver assisted with mobility, ensured her house was free of tripping hazards, and provided a steady arm when needed. Home care kept her safe and allowed her to continue living on her terms. So the purpose of this video was to give you a lot of different examples of people who need home care. And in your situation, you may not have run across the exact example, but we want to give you a better overall idea of the different types of needs for home care, which is really to bridge the gap to allow your loved one to maintain their independence. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.